Hello and welcome to my SJCAM SJ4000 Wi-Fi action camera review. In this review I will do my best to show you some interesting footage taken in different situations and different weather conditions, as you can see. It will be a bit lengthier review, but action camera like this really deserves a little bit more attention, so I will do my best to help you out understand whether this camera is right for you or not. Besides video footage, I will also do some photography and audio tests, so make sure to stick around. Before we actually begin with the review, unboxing and footage samples, I would like to explain to you how the workflow of this review will be. Review will be separated into few parts, and to each part I will put a link in the description of this video so that you can jump right to a part that you're most interested in. So if you do not have time to check the entire video, you can jump right to the summary. But if you're really interested in purchasing this camera, I recommend you to watch the entire video. So anyway, let's continue. SJ4000 is a multi-purpose camera that comes in two versions, Wi-Fi and non-Wi-Fi. The only difference between those two versions is that the Wi-Fi version comes with a built-in Wi-Fi, which enables you to connect to your camera remotely via the Wi-Fi and the app. You can connect both Android and Mac devices. The app enables you to take full control of your action camera, take photos, videos, transfer data, all with a single tap of the button. You can also change settings, preview photographs, or take B-roll footage. It is priced at between $60 and $90, which makes it one of the best action cameras for under $100. As you can see, SJ4000 Wi-Fi version arrives in a relatively large box, and the first thing you will notice is that it's action-packed with the gadgets and equipment. The first thing that comes to my mind is how on earth did they manage to put this many gadgets, camera for under 99 bucks. As you can see, camera arrives in a waterproof case, which enables you to go underwater up to 30 meters. However, camera itself without plastic case is not water or splash proof, so do not use it when it's raining and you do not have this case on it. Even when it's in case, it's very easy to control and operate your camera. You can change settings, control different modes, or take photos or videos. Absolutely all the buttons, even with the waterproof case on, work, though it's a bit hard to press them as they're a bit stiff. To remove the camera, you simply need to open this booklet here, and if you're opening the camera for the first time, it might be a bit hard to take it out of the waterproof case. The camera itself is really small in size and it's really lightweight. It weighs around 60 grams and 48 without battery in it. As you can see, it's protected here with this plastic cap. One thing I love about this camera is the 2-inch screen it has on the back. And believe it or not, not many action cameras have an LCD screen. Here is the button which you can use to turn the camera on. You need to hold it for a few seconds. On the side you have the navigational up and down buttons which enable you to go to different settings in menu. These buttons here will signal blue if you're recording or red if you're charging your camera. On the side there are the USB and memory card slot. To turn your camera, you simply need to hold this power button for, I'd say, 4 or 5 seconds. Once you do that, if you see this SJCAM SJ4000, you are sure that your camera is original, and there are many fakes on the market of this camera, so you should be aware and read the guide we wrote about this to make sure that your camera is real one, or to make sure that you're buying the real camera. I will put a link to it in the description of this video. These arrows here are also used to navigate through the menu. You also use the power button to change different modes, whether it's video mode, photo mode here, or just photo preview. Once you see this, you're in the setup and you just need to press up and down to navigate through the menu. And once you want to confirm the option you want to view, you need to click the OK button, which is on top of the camera. You also use that same OK button to record your video, to start recording or to take shots. So let's see now different options that we have here. There are a variety of resolutions to choose from when you're recording your video. You can choose the most basic one, which is 180p 30 frames per second, which most of the people use. You can also use 720p 30, 720p 60, but be aware that 60 frames per second is in this camera is not the real one. This camera actually records each of the sequences here twice, so it's just a double frame, not true 60 frames per second. Also, there are here options such as cyclic record, which I never used. There is also HDR, motion detection. Motion detection is a really interesting option. It enables you to use this camera as a home surveillance camera, and which will activate itself and start recording whenever it detects motion or a movement. But be aware that this option is not that reliable, so I would never ever use this camera as a home surveillance camera. You can use it for fun, or maybe record hunting, record animals when they move, but do not risk your own house safety with this camera. If you need really a home surveillance camera, I recommend some other more serious equipment. If by any chance you do not want sound in your video, you can easily turn audio on or off. Same goes for date stamping. If you do not want to see date on your video, you can turn it off. The camera will take a photo every 20 seconds until you press OK again. This option is very useful for time-lapse videos, but in later firmware of this camera, manufacturer added the time-lapse mode, which I will cover in details a bit later in this video review. Let's now see some other options that camera offers. Image size feature allows you to choose different resolutions for your photographs. You can choose from 12 to up to 1.3 megapixels. Be aware that actual photos are somewhere probably around 8 or 5 megapixels, not really 12, but I will talk about photography a bit later in this video and you will see what I mean. Even though you can record and take photos with this camera out of the box right away, there are some additional options such as white balance and color, which will enable you to change the warmth or record black and white or sepia videos. You can also take control of your video by changing ISO or exposure. Also, there are some simple options such as face detection and anti-shaking, which I really haven't found much useful. Even though I always record with anti-shaking on, I really haven't seen much improvement when it's off. Great thing about this camera is that it is multilingual and it supports a variety of languages. You can also set some simple settings such as date and time. You can also set auto power, beep sound, TV mode and plenty of other. And let's now move on and see what sort of the equipment and mounts comes with this action camera. One of the biggest advantages of the SJ4000 action camera is the amount of equipment that comes in the box. Here is everything you receive together with the camera, and everything you see here comes inside the box, so I haven't bought anything extra. First thing you get is this multilingual manual, which is not that useful since it contains some basic information but does not have in-depth information on the options and how to use the camera. So to really learn how to use it, you will have to read online forums or do a research online. The manual itself quickly becomes repetitive, so as you see, it's not just useful. Here you also get the bandages you can use to attach your camera or straighten it when putting it on a bike or any other device. You also get this wiper or cleaning cloth. One of the most useful pieces here is a base. You would get one curved and one flat. The curved one can be used for a helmet, and the flat one you can put on a car or anywhere else you wish. You also get this great bicycle stand, which you can use to attach this camera to your bike. You can use these switch supports to attach your camera to different objects. You can use them in combination with other accessories and attach your camera to your waist or bicycle, motorbike or anything else you wish. There are 3 different ways to charge the battery of this camera. You can use the USB cable and charge it via the PC. You can use this converter and charge it via the AV plugged into your wall, but be sure that the original charger you get is adjusted to fit the US walls, so you will have to ask the seller you're buying this from to send you this little converter, which will help you charge it if you're in Europe. And you can also use the basic car charger, which you have to purchase additionally. And this is absolutely my favorite accessory of all, because I'm recording lots of still videos. I'm using this to put my SJ inside and mount it onto my camera stand. If you plan to use this camera underwater, you would be happy to know that there is also a replaceable back door for waterproof case which you can use. I personally haven't used this at all. It is just one of those gadgets I will never use from this camera. You also get a bunch of these straps and adhesive tapes, but I really do not think I'll ever use any of them. Now it's time for the most important part of this entire video test of the SJ4000 Wi-Fi version. The video you are now seeing was taken on the Duomo Cathedral and Vito Emanuele Square. This first video was taken with the waterproof case on, since it was a bit cloudy and it was occasionally raining, so I did not want to risk and get my camera wet. As you can see, camera makes a really good footage. Sky is a bit too bright in this shot because they haven't adjusted yet the white balance, but you can see it was a daylight, and really soon you can see some footage of this same square at night. Again, it was taken with the waterproof case on, so you can see this weird reflection that lights are making when you have the waterproof case and you're recording with it. Even with the waterproof case on and in the low light, camera performs quite good. It's not fantastic, it's not something excellent, but it really records decent and makes decent videos. This square was really not as bright as it might seem, and the camera really gives that interesting blue color to the sky, although it was really dark. You can now see how this same square looked with the fluorescent white balance option. Now I will remain silent just for a moment here and let you enjoy the footage I have taken on my trip to Italy and Switzerland, and later I will show you some shots of nature, and I will occasionally tune in and talk about something I noticed when making videos with this camera. So enjoy! We are now at the beautiful Locarno's Piazza Grande Square, and in this particular sequence I would like to show you how the white balance option that camera has can give you amazingly different videos, and with white balance you can make your videos tell different stories. Now do not worry, I will talk about each and every of these options a bit later in this video, but for the moment just take a look how single option can change your entire video and the impression it gives. Right now we are at the San Siro Stadium, the home of Inter and AC Milan football teams. The reason I'm showing you this shot is not to show you that I was at the Empoli Milan game, but rather to show you what is the wide angle lens that this camera has. It has a 170 degrees wide angle lens. Now, what that means? It means that it captures an amazingly wide angle and the view is simply amazing. As you can see, camera captures not only the field but also the south, east and north stand as well as the roof, which is fantastic. Now let me demonstrate you how the usual digital camera captures and what is its angle. You see what I mean? Now take a look again and see how much of the entire stadium the camera captures. It's tiny, but it really makes videos like this look fantastic. I love it just because of this wide angle. However, with wide angle comes the barrel roll distortion, which means that some object will look a bit distorted in the video, but there are ways to fix it. I made a video about fixing the distortion, so I will link to it in the description of this video, just if you are having problem with fixing that sort of distortion. It's really easy, but once you get used to it, most of the people do not even mind this kind of distorted video. Let me now show you how this camera performs as a dash camera. Some of you might be wondering, where on earth is the audio from these footages? Well, a simple reason why I haven't included audio is the wind. It was really windy up here on the mountain. You can now hear how it sounded. Despite that, I will now play few of these videos with sounds, just you to hear how people and everything else sounds. Let me tell you right away that audio is one of the biggest disadvantages of this camera. It's really not perfect, but it will do the job for most of the people unless you need really good audio for recording concert or something like that. The previous audio was recorded without the waterproof case, and the next few videos were recorded with waterproof case on, so let's hear them. While I was finishing this review, SJCAM upgraded their firmware, which included now the time-lapse mode. This is the feature that absolutely blew me away and made me addicted to making these sorts of videos. I will talk about time-lapse in my next video, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to follow more SJCAM and plenty other action cam tips. Now let's take a moment and enjoy this beautiful footage. With SJ4000 you can not only take videos but also photographs. Photograph feature is not as good as the video, but it will do the job for most of the regular users. One thing to note about these photographs that are shown in this video is that they're compressed, and to view the photo in full resolution, please click the link that I'll put in the description, which will lead you to my article on our website, where you can download not only sample photos but also videos. I highly recommend you to download these samples. It's absolutely the best way to see the quality of both photos and videos and not some compressed online format. So make sure to do that, I'll put the link in the description. Now let's take a moment and look at the photos I have taken and judge yourself how the camera takes photos. In my opinion, it's not that good, but it's not that bad either. It's better than the average smartphone, and it's far worse than a high-end DSLR, of course. It's now time to summarize the SJ4000 action camera review. Upon my 2 months of using camera regularly and recording both videos and photos under different weather conditions, here is what I think it's good about the camera. The camera is very lightweight and compact, and it comes in 7 different colors, which is amazing. Camera works out of the box and it's very easy to navigate and record video straight away. Most important is that camera makes absolutely great video and which supports multiple video modes and resolutions. Good thing is that the company regularly updates their firmware, and absolutely the best thing about this camera is price. It's bloody darn cheap. You can get the basic version for around $60 and the Wi-Fi for the $90. Big positive is newly added time-lapse mode, which makes amazing videos and makes everyone look like a National Geographic photographer. I also like the fact that camera is waterproof under 30 meters for people diving or using it underwater. Now it's time for some negative sides of this camera. I do not like how it sounds. It really should sound a bit better, especially with waterproof case on it. Photographs that it makes are decent, but they could be better. I found the information that camera records in 12 megapixels absolutely misleading and shameful, and I think the company should correct that in their manual, because camera simply does not record in true 12 megapixels. Also, it's hard to keep up with that many firmware updates that camera has, and one big disadvantage is that there are many fakes on the market and it's hard to recognize them unless you do not follow a good guide. Also, I do not like the support that SJ Camera provides. It takes them really long to reply to your email, and the replies are often not pleasing, very short, and you basically need to look for support online through forums and online websites. Still, with this many things I do not like, there are more things I really love about this camera, and I'm definitely going to use it on my holidays. Anyway, if you're a regular user, again under budget, and are looking just for a camera to capture your everyday life, holiday trip, tracking, sports or anything else, I definitely recommend you to get this camera. It's really good one. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions, feel free to drop me a comment at the bottom of this video, and if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I really appreciate you taking time to take